This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Cormorant collisions. Nova Scotia plans to relocate a growing bird colony away from the dangers of a highway. Dog rescued. Firefighters save a 70-pound service dog from a burning Cape Breton home. And striking out. A Dartmouth Baseball Association says a shortage of fields is forcing them to turn away players.
Our latest system will move to the south, shifting the winds to east-northeast. A cooler, damp day shaping up for Thursday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Nova Scotia's Department of Natural Resources is trying to figure out what to do about a growing colony of cormorants in Pictou County. More of the birds are back this year and nesting beside the Pictou Causeway. The problem is they fly over the road to fish, causing some of them to collide with traffic, creating a safety issue. Gareth Hampshire reports.
These are the cormorants creating a dilemma in this Nova Scotia community. Their surging population on the Pictou Causeway is becoming a safety issue. The birds fly over the road to fish, and some of them are getting hit by vehicles.
It's not the best welcome to Pictou, kind of sign. Yeah, obviously you don't want to see it. It's a danger to motorists, and you just don't want to see wildlife hurt.
The cormorants have been around for as long as she can remember, and while the road has a 100-kilometre-an-hour limit, she wants drivers to drop their speed on the causeway to help the birds out.
This is their home. They're part of our coastline. They're part of what makes us unique as a town. So I feel like we are lucky to have them, and we should just let them be.
There have been a number of efforts over the years to prevent collisions, but there are now about 2,000 of the cormorants. Last year, someone reported a car in front of them almost hit a truck while trying to avoid the birds.
It's something we had to really start to take notice of.
About 20 dead birds have been reported this year. The plan now is to find the cormorants a new nesting site.
After they're done their breeding season and once they've left, I'd like to take some of the nests that are there now and put on the structure that we built, and then we'll get rid of the nests that are there and perhaps put some more armor rocking along there and make it just not as attractive to them.
This is the kind of structure she's referring to in Ontario. The location she's hoping to confirm is close to the causeway, and one where the cormorants would not have to fly over the traffic to fish.
It is for the safety of the birds and the public, right? I mean, I would hate to see somebody try to avoid the bird and run into an oncoming vehicle. Like that'd be awful. So I think it's for the safety of both.
But Stacey Lamine still thinks all of that could be avoided.
I think we should let the birds stay where they've always been, and we should just slow down a bit and be aware.
There are no guarantees the cormorants would go to a new nesting area, but the department says it's time to try a new strategy. Gareth Hampshire, CBC News, Pictou County.
There was a dramatic rescue from a burning building in Cape Breton on Monday. North Sydney Fire and Rescue was called to an apartment fire just after 2 o'clock. While the one person inside at the time got themselves out, the crew learned that a service dog was still inside the building. The North Sydney Fire Chief explains what happened.
Oh my God, stay inside, bye.
The puppy kind of became aware. We were told that he was there. We were searching for him. We didn't see him on first blush, but when we were doing a check, basically, of the building, he made himself available to us. He made himself aware to us. He poked his head out through one of the holes in the wall. There was a number of holes burned in the wall, and we were still fighting the fire. And he appeared on the 3rd floor, and he stuck his head out through one of the walls, which was kind of nice. He didn't bark at us, but he said, "Hey, I'm here. Come get me." And we put up a ladder on the outside of the building, and one of our members, our deputy chief, actually climbed the ladder.
Oh, what a sin.
And what they did, they tried to assure the dog. They knew that he wasn't going to come down the ladder. That was just too dangerous.
He's scared to death. What a sin.
So what they did is the gentleman stayed with the dog. They assured the dog to stay in the spot he was, and our crews came from the back through the building, through the unit, through the apartment, and they took him out that way. They put him back through the building, and then the crews took him down the aerial ladder on the other side of the building.
He knows he saved him. Look at him. Oh my God.
Was the dog at all injured, or was it more just kind of shocked?
He was thankful. I know that. He was thankful to come out. He was a service dog, by the way. He was a person's service animal. And he was very well behaved, very well trained. And he was happy to be out of where he was. We took him to the Animal Medical Center in Sydney. And they looked at him, they checked him over, they did some x-rays and things, and they gave him back. We returned him to a very appreciative owner last night. It was very heartwarming to watch the animal be reunited with his owner. His tail was reaching his nose. He was very excited.
An ice fisher reported missing in March in Annapolis County has been found dead. On March 10th, two men, ages 73 and 77, had not returned from ice fishing near Little Brook Lane in Belle Isle. One of the missing men was located deceased the next day. Last week, officers responded to a report of a body found on the shore of the Annapolis River near Belle Isle. The Nova Scotia Medical Examiner Service confirmed the remains were those of the second missing ice fisher. Premier Tim Houston shuffled his cabinet today, bringing back 3 former ministers and adding a 4th. Houston says the move is about pushing ahead with the government's priorities, but the opposition thinks something else could be at play. Michael Gorman reports.
Familiar faces turned up in old and new places as Premier Tim Houston added 4 members to his cabinet Wednesday. Returning to the fold are Susan Corkum-Greek, Tory Rushton, and Brian Wong. Rushton is back at Natural Resources after being shuffled out last October. Wong returns to Advanced Education, a file he held until the last provincial election. Corkum-Greek's return to cabinet finds her taking over the social development portfolio.
It's a really inspiring portfolio, really important, arguably some of the heaviest responsibility in government, but a very dedicated team that I'm looking forward to working with.
Marco McLeod joins cabinet as the province's new energy minister. He says his priorities are modernizing the power grid and pursuing development opportunities.
I'm joined today by a buddy of mine that I've known for a long time, and he worked in Western Canada. And my job is to make sure that future generations don't have to go to Western Canada for work, that they can work here at home.
McLeod takes over the file from Houston, who appointed himself minister last October. The premier says he'll still be the province's ambassador for growing the economy, but it was the right time for a change.
And Marco's done an incredible job as ministerial assistant. He really understands the file, so I'm really pleased. It's time for him now. But
NDP leader Claudia Chender thinks the shuffle is a sign that Houston's time as energy minister did not go according to plan.
And the pressures on rates, the inability to rein in Nova Scotia Power have been a hallmark of his time as energy minister.
Promotions to cabinet come with a pay bump. Ministers receive about $63,000 on top of the base MLA salary of $115,000. Michael Gorman, CBC News at Province House.
Striking CUPE long-term care workers in the province returned to the bargaining table today. Thousands of workers representing 36 facilities across the province have been on the picket lines since April 13th. The union says its negotiators are meeting with government officials and the province's chief conciliation officer. The main issue in the labor dispute has been wages. And Ryan's here with the first look at the forecast. So in Halifax, pretty darn chilly, but not in other parts of the province.
Yeah, we were indeed a province divided today. And I mean, it was a stark contrast. Halifax actually was kind of in the middle, in the 9 to 13 range and around the HRM. Just 5 and 6 degrees, coastal Cape Breton, Guysborough County. But look at the west into the 20s, Shelburne, into inland parts of Annapolis County, Yarmouth County, Digby County. Yes, that was where the warmth was, and that's where the sunshine was as well. Tomorrow, we're more so on a level playing field. I still think we're into the mid-teens, Yarmouth and Shelburne counties. The rest of us still struggling in the single digits in the east, low double digits central, pushing into most of the west. And yes, you can see the showers. It's an east to northeast flow on the backside of this system. It's scattered showers tonight, more prevalent and more dominant steady rain for tomorrow across the northeast. And yes, we could even see a few wet flakes mixing in over the Cape Breton Highlands Thursday night into Friday morning. Oof. Yeah, we'll talk about that with your full forecast coming up.
Oh boy. All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, in light of the Toronto Blue Jays World Series run, more and more youth are playing baseball. But in Dartmouth, an association says it doesn't have the space to keep up with demand. Ethan Hunt has that story.
In 1 year, this baseball field in Dartmouth will be transformed into a cricket pitch, leaving the community with one less diamond for youth. The problem? More youth are actually playing baseball. Minor baseball participation in Nova Scotia has grown 65% since 2021. The jump in numbers has left the local Minor Baseball Association with not enough space for everyone to play.
It's really put us into a logistical bind.
Jeff Van Mulligan is the president of the association. He says if nothing changes, they will have to put a cap on registration.
My son is 13, and I would really feel poorly for him if he was bitten by the Blue Jays bug and wanted to play baseball, but wasn't able to because there's no fields. Kids don't understand that.
One solution he suggested was a larger baseball complex with multiple fields. He's seen this done in Moncton and Kamloops.
They have 14 fields in Moncton. The post I shared on Facebook was from Kamloops, BC. Again, another dozen fields all in one space. The HRM can totally do that. They need to make the space available for us. We have the hotel infrastructure, we have the restaurant infrastructure in Dartmouth. We really think that it could be a tourism opportunity to bring families into the HRM to play baseball.
City Council says it's not that simple. Tony Mancini represents Dartmouth East Burnside. He sees the need for an upgrade.
Look, I'm a big baseball guy. You'll see me on the baseball field supporting the local teams, especially the kids. I think our youth, as we grow and the city continues to grow, we need to make sure there's lots of facilities for our youth, and we do have a shortage of them right now.
But it becomes a number problem when other sports are also calling for more infrastructure.
Can we find a site? Let's look, is there possible a site to create a regional park, ball fields, maybe eliminate some of our older ball fields that are in different locations? Those types of conversations. We need to be creative. That's because the normal way of doing things is not going to work anymore because of budget constraints.
City Council will now talk with the association to work on a solution. Ethan Hunt, CBC News, Dartmouth.
A forge in Timberley is helping veterans and first responders through the art of blacksmithing. The flogging forge looks to provide peace of mind with fire and metal. Colin North has more.
His motto is healing through hammering. Because here, blacksmithing is an outlet for anxiety and PTSD. After 26 years as a clerk in the armed forces, Jody Gervais needed change. Knowing he had to find something to do in retirement, he went to a forge in Sherbrooke Village, grabbing the biggest hammer he could find, and the rest was history.
Like a 5-hour day there, and I went back to the motel that's right near there, and I passed out in my dinner plate. But loved every minute of it. And I went, you know what? I can enjoy this.
It became more than just a hobby for Gervais.
The weight that I had on me at all time, yeah, it didn't disappear all in one shot, but I felt it gradually coming off of me and allowing me to breathe.
Gervais started the Flogging Forge as a way to help veterans like himself.
This is a way that I can help other people with PTSD, veterans, and first responders that I have full respect for, the stuff that they suffer, and say, hey, I can give you a spot.
The Forge offers one-on-one sessions in a large open space. For 3 to 4 hours, veterans get a chance to work on a project while working through their trauma.
It gives you that moment of pause so that you're not going down the rabbit hole, that you're doing something else that you've never done before, and coming out with something on the other end.
For Gervais, it's that moment when a client finally comes out of their shell, hammering steel while talking and laughing, that makes it all worth it.
Just such heartwarming. It's the whole reason behind it, the Flogging Forge.
Colin North, CBC News, Timberley.
Some fog through the lens of our harbor cam. Ryan is up next with the full weather forecast. Please stay with us. And Ryan's back with his full weather forecast. What do they say? Varieties, the spice of life. So there's lots to choose from in temperatures around the province today.
Yeah, don't have to drive too far. Basically from one side of the province to the other. It was unreal today, really. Mid-single digits and pushing in on mid-20s for some backyards in the west. One of the brighter spots and warmer spots today, indeed, was the west, and it was, how about this? This was the Acadian Peninsula, or the Acadian Village, sorry, the historic Acadian Village in Lower West Pubnico, and there's the time lapse from today. Beautiful sunrise, and yes, folks in the east and even central will be surprised to see how much sun was on tap there throughout the day today. It was an absolutely terrific day, and it looks like maybe a few school kids enjoying the, as they often do, visit sites like that.
Good day for it.
It was a perfect day for it. And as we look at the latest shot, still a beautiful evening there. Thanks to Nova Scotia webcams for that beautiful image. Now, as we look at the temperatures right now, Still 15 at Kedzie, 17 at Greenwood. That's our warmest spot as the winds are in from the southeast. And you can see those temperatures still struggling for Guysborough into Cape Breton. And yes, I mentioned the big S word earlier. Could see some snow, Cape Breton Highlands. Late tomorrow into tomorrow night into Friday, especially on the Victoria County side of things. So we'll break that down in a second. Those winds have been gusting upwards of 70 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang with that southeast wind. And we are watching these showers moving out of New Brunswick. Those are going to be rolling in and across the province later this evening into the overnight. And then as that low moves off into the south, we're going to be looking at some steadier rains possible throughout the day tomorrow for the northeast. High pressure in control across central parts of Canada. And yeah, under that heat, under that big dome of high pressure, temperatures surging into the high 20s, even 30s across southern Saskatchewan. And this cool pocket of air that's moving in across our region is going to be stuck in place, anchored in place really for the next few days. Temperatures tonight will range between 4, 5, 6 degrees for the east, 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees for central and western areas. And as we walk you through the timeline of this, you can see those showers moving out of New Brunswick into Nova Scotia. Best chances are going to be after midnight and into the early morning hours of Thursday. Excuse me. And then as that low settles to the south, we're going to be seeing these steadier rains developing mid to late morning and continuing throughout the day tomorrow. Could pick up 10 to 20 millimeters across that Northumberland shore into Cape Breton, eastern parts of the mainland. Looks like 5 to 10 possible for central areas, and I think it's just a few drops back towards the west where we could even see a sunny break, Yarmouth and Shelburne for tomorrow. Temperatures will struggle for Cape Breton, 4, 5, and 6 degrees with the east to northeast winds gusting to 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. Will be about the same range, 5, 6 degrees for eastern parts of the mainland. Into central, it's more of a northeast flow here, and we're going to be seeing temperatures ranging between 7, 8, 9, 10, possibly 11 down towards the Halifax area. And the warmer temperatures, once again, will be found in the west, where I think Shelburne and Yarmouth will be our hot spots tomorrow, near 15 degrees. There goes the low. And on the backside of this system, with that flow coming in and that to the temperature so chilly, forecast models doubling, tripling down on the potential for some snow over the Cape Breton Highlands. Accumulation, not out of the question over the higher terrain areas for Thursday night, but likely just wet flakes, and could even see those mixing down closer to the coastline. So be watching for that. Friday, those temperature highs, likely 3 to 5 degrees across Cape Breton, 5 to 7 for the northeast, and we'll be into the double digits in the southwest with a better chance for some sunshine. A little bit of good news. Could use that in this forecast, that low moving out. And we are looking at this latest low looking more and more likely to skirt just to our south. And so Saturday's looking drier. I do think there's still the possibility of some isolated showers Saturday and into Sunday. This cool pocket of air, however, it's going to be lingering, it appears, until we move into the later stages of next week. So we're in one here for sure. Saturday, Sunday, as I said, isolated showers, some sun breaks possible, but temperatures really struggling. We should be around 17, it looks like, indeed, late next week before we get back there. Amy.
Yeah, we'll just have to be patient, I guess.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Some oyster farmers on PEI say they're on the brink of losing their business and their home despite recently announced government support for the oyster industry. The Richards say none of the programs help them because they don't take into account the money they've invested in expanding their farm. The CBC's Nancy Russell has more.
Bruce and Kayla Richard are trying to salvage anything they can from their oyster farm here on the Dock River. They lost half of last year's crop as MSX took its toll. The disease doesn't harm humans, but kills oysters in large numbers. This year, even more oysters have died.
When you're losing 95% of your crop, there's nothing left.
The Richards got into the business full-time after Kayla's father died in a snowmobile accident in 2021, in part to carry on his legacy. They have expanded, even borrowing money against their home. They applied for financial assistance last fall, but were told they hadn't lost enough money to qualify for help.
Whenever you're growing your farm, plus it takes 3 years to grow an oyster, you can't really go off your last couple of years of income to what this farm's supposed to produce now.
The Richards were hoping new government programs were going to help, but say interest relief in 2027 will be too late.
But in order to get the interest relief, you still have to pay your interest all this year. So when you're making nothing every day, how do you make those interest payments?
The Richards were hoping to get some disease-resistant seed to help them rebuild, but they say subsidies won't cover how much they need, and they don't have the equipment to grow it.
You need an upweller system, which can cost anywhere from $40,000 to $100,000, which we can't put that out there right now. And if you walk into a bank, they'll just laugh you out the door.
Bruce Richard says it will take years for their farm to recover, and so they need help now.
I don't mind making all my payments. That's not what I want. I just want to be able to stay in this industry. I want to be able to make it through the next 3 years and keep going.
Losing the farm would hurt even more, they say, because of the connection to Kayla's late father.
That's the hardest part about it, is like, it's not just me and my husband's business anymore that we're losing. It's the reason we got into this in the first place. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking, knowing that someday in the near future, we're going to be left with nothing after working this hard to get to where we are today.
Even if I was to foreclose on my house and all of the business payments and just walk away, I think we're still going to owe $250,000 to $500,000 with nothing.
They say it will take them about a month and a half to check all of their cages for any oysters left living. They're not sure what happens after that. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Alberton.
Coming up, a soldier with First World War roots in Cape Breton has been identified by researchers more than a century after his death. After more than a century, a Canadian soldier finally has his name back. Defense officials have identified an unknown grave from the First World War in northern France as Sergeant Norman Stanley McLennan, originally from Cape Breton. And for more on this, we're joined by Ken Hines, military historian and former curator at the Army Museum here at the Halifax Citadel. So we'll get into his military service in a second, but can you tell me what we know about his roots in Cape Breton?
We don't know a lot, other than the fact of where he was from, and that he joined the military in 1905, later joining the Royal Canadian Regiment when they went on garrison duties from Halifax to Bermuda to free up the British garrison for service overseas. They later returned here to Halifax, walking around some of these grounds we're standing on today, perhaps, before they themselves were deployed with the Canadian Expeditionary Force as part of the 3rd Canadian Division. During the Great War.
He was quite young when he first put on the uniform, wasn't he?
He was, although we don't have a specific birth date. It's assumed that he was 17, who lied about his age to make people think he was 18. That was quite common. And by the time the war broke out, he was a little older, and he was a sergeant by the time he arrived on the Great War battlefields.
Well, paint a picture of what he would have seen, felt, experienced arriving on the Western Front.
Well, the conditions on the battlefield were horrendous. The mud, the heavy artillery, machine gun fire, the lice, the dirt, the unending noise, and the terrible, dirty conditions that they served under for months on end. He would have been likely in charge of a section of 10 to 12 men, and as part of the battle for Anchor Heights in the taking of Regina Trench, he was wounded and reported as missing, later reported as missing, presumed dead, unfortunately.
So do we know anything about his final days?
Well, his final days would have been awful. If he was wounded, one can only speculate about what those wounds may have been. Would it be artillery shrapnel or machine gun or bullet wound? But he was lost in the area of the battle, and it took a few weeks for them to annotate on his file that he was missing, presumed dead, and that is why he was listed as one of the unknowns during the First World War.
I understand some of his paperwork had his last name starting with an MC, some with an MAC. You know, as a researcher, historian, you know, how does that one vowel make things much more complicated?
It's quite nightmarish when you're doing the research on individual soldiers, and a very frequent, common error, particularly the MAC, MC. It could have been a simple matter of a clerk during his attestation making a mistake because everything was done by hand, or the soldier himself misspelling his own name. That has happened. So it's challenging, which makes the work of the Canadian Forces Casualty Identification Program team that much more difficult sometimes because of these errors in spelling and other factors.
And also, no DNA is part of this. This is like old-fashioned detective work, really, all through the paperwork. You know, what kind of challenge lies in that?
Well, it's difficult not having been part of the investigation, but you have to take a look at, in this particular case, how many sergeants were in the Royal Canadian Regiment in that location at that time, how many of those sergeants were listed as wounded and missing. And so pretty quickly they could narrow it down to one or two people, and then what other factors they may have used, they could positively identify Sergeant McLennan.
Well, what was your reaction when you found out he had been identified?
Well, it's quite astounding, really, after 110 years that they can identify a soldier. It's not the first time it's been done. There have been dozens of soldiers after the Great War and the Second World War who have later been identified, and their stones have been rededicated with their names on it. I think it's a moving experience for anyone who attends these rededication ceremonies, because finally an unknown on the stone marked known unto God is given his name again after 110 years. It's great closure, I think, to a certain extent for the family members, because otherwise it's just another statistic of the Great War, and these soldiers are not just statistics. They're real people like you and me with hopes and dreams and aspirations, and in the case of our country, tens of thousands of Canadians never got to live out those dreams because they chose service and they sacrificed for our country and for one another.
And there is going to be a rededication service in France for this gentleman in the fall. For you, what kind of meaning does that have?
I think it's tremendously meaningful for our country, but more specifically to the family members who are able to attend, and I hope that they can. The military certainly will provide a party of soldiers to help with that ceremony. It's very moving. Standing on the ground in any of these Commonwealth War Grave Commission cemeteries is a moving experience. 67,000 Canadians and Newfoundlanders lost their lives during the Great War. 27,000 of them were missing. And to have one more identified and given his name back is an amazing thing and something that we can be proud of, and that everyone in our country can be proud of his service and his sacrifice by name.
All right, well, Ken Hines, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up, Prime Minister Mark Carney announces plans to expand and fortify the country's air defense. And former Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault is leaving Parliament but will stay on as an MP until summer. Welcome back. The government is entering into talks to buy Swedish-made military technology instead of going with American contenders. Carney says Saab's Global Eye surveillance jets will be a key resource to detect threats across the Arctic. Ashley Burke has more on the story from Ottawa.
The Prime Minister promised Canada would stop spending so much money on military equipment made in the U.S. Now, the first example of that.
Canada has entered into negotiations to procure Saab's airborne early warning and control aircraft.
The government selecting Swedish company Saab over 2 American contenders.
It's a decision that we've made to diversify our military relationships.
Known as Global Eye, the Swedish technology is put into Canadian-made Bombardier planes. It's expected to be used to track incoming threats in the Arctic from hundreds of kilometers away, at a time when Canada is concerned about hypersonic and cruise missiles from Russia and China.
But this is a capability that will be quite novel.
The head of Saab says he plans to create 3,000 jobs building the Global Eye aircraft in Canada and selling them abroad too.
We need to build a hub in Canada to actually build these Global Eye airplanes, because the demand in the market is substantial and we need to ramp up, and we cannot deliver everything from Sweden, so this will be a new industrial setup for us in Canada.
The Bombardier planes contain American parts, making it unclear if this move will upset Donald Trump.
I think we've seen in the last year and a bit that the American administration finds lots of reasons to be unhappy about lots of things.
The U.S. has been clear what it will be unhappy about if Canada cuts back on buying all 88 American F-35 fighter jets and turns to Saab's Gripen instead.
We asked the Prime Minister if today's announcement is a sign that the government will choose that same Swedish company for its fighter jets, but Mark Carney wouldn't say. He suggested they're still deciding what to do. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
The federal government has announced a deal to sell liquefied natural gas, or LNG, to Germany. The agreement will see a German utility company buy 1 million tons of LNG annually from the planned Salisums project in northwestern British Columbia.
This contract represents the first agreement that we see long-term, low-carbon LNG from Canada being shipped to our allies in Europe. A clear example of how we can not only support global energy security, reduce reliance on coercive actors like Russia, advance Indigenous leadership and equity, but also deliver on our promise to Canadians to diversify and expand our trade.
The $10 billion project already has regulatory approval, and this agreement moves it closer to final decisions from investors, followed by construction. The project has the support of the Nisga'a First Nation, on whose land the facility would sit, but environmental groups and other First Nations still oppose it. Energy Minister Tim Hodgson says LNG exports would begin in the early 2030s. On Parliament Hill, former Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault made it official. He's resigning.
I've just confirmed to my caucus colleagues that I will be leaving my position as a member of Parliament for Laurier-Sainte-Marie, and obviously the Liberal caucus later this summer. After 7 years, almost 7 years in this wonderful, amazing, challenging place, it's time for me to move on.
Guilbeault had expressed dismay about the number of climate measures the Carney government has scrapped or rolled back. They include the consumer carbon tax, the electric vehicle sales mandate, and the oil and gas emissions cap. Some independent estimates show Canada is no longer on target to meet its near-term or long-term emission goals by 2050. Guilbeault says he will stay on until the House rises for the summer. When it comes to Alberta's upcoming vote on whether to hold a referendum on separation, experts have been pointing to the UK and Brexit to show what could unfold here. The CBC's Ted Henley reports.
What happened with Brexit should be seen as a warning to Alberta. That message for Premier Danielle Smith from a political scientist in Ireland. Ian Cooper has extensively studied the UK leaving the European Union.
She certainly should be looking at what happened to David Cameron and taking that as a cautionary tale. Otherwise, she's sleepwalking into trouble.
Cooper is originally from Alberta and has been teaching abroad for years. He says similarities between then British Prime Minister David Cameron and Premier Smith are uncanny. Both conservatives. Both, he says, called for referendums to appease hardliners in their parties. Neither wanting to leave.
A lot of what David Cameron did is he made choices in the referendum campaign that made it harder for his side to win. And I can see Danielle Smith making similar moves. Part of that is, for example, this very convoluted question that is going to be put on the ballot in October.
The Brexit vote was close, 52% to 48%. Cooper says the people behind the Leave campaign made it sound like there would be no consequences.
And you can see a similar thing happening in Alberta, where the people who are pushing for Alberta independence, there's no accountability for the kinds of promises that they are making about how easy it'll be for Alberta to separate from Canada.
Cooper says he hopes to be in Alberta this fall to study the October referendum. Ted Henley, CBC News, Calgary.
An Indigenous clothing company based in Winnipeg is accusing fast fashion brand Shein of stealing dozens of its designs. It found more than 20 of them being sold on the fashion giant's website without permission. The CBC's Mark Arsenault has the details.
The girl represents murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls.
Indigenous Nations Apparel Clothing, or INAC, sells locally designed Indigenous-themed fashion in CF Polo Park. The company has been in business for 5 years, but CEO Michelle Cameron says there was no time to celebrate. Customers spotted her designs being copied and sold on Shein's website.
I always say that we're a company of purpose, and we have a lot of meaning that goes into all of our designs. So for a company like Shein to come and take our designs and just plunk it on their website, it was just like, it was really disgusting, actually.
Shein is an online retail giant that specializes in fast fashion. Cameron says more than 20 of her designs are being sold on the website without her permission. INAC says months of hard work go into their designs.
They took probably 4 years worth of our designs because every year we come up with a new one, and that's the one they took. And they took it, not just the design, but they used our own models and from our own photo shoot, and they just took it and put it on their site.
It's like a light around the eagle.
Jackie Travers is an Ojibwe visual artist in Winnipeg, and she's no stranger to art theft. In 2024, her designs were stolen and put on Orange Shirt Day t-shirts, then sold online ahead of the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. She says there's not much artists can do to protect their work.
You can't even watermark your work to protect it. They're just going to take the watermark off. So you're really, it's a battle you can't win.
Travers says the rise of AI has made it even easier for people to steal her designs. The constant stealing makes her conflicted about sharing her artwork.
If it gets overly popular, it means it's going to get stolen, right? And then you're like, well, I don't want to post that. But then when you create your work to share it.
Cameron reached out to Shein. An email response came back with a link to where she could file a complaint. Now she's talking to a lawyer.
If you truly want to have that product on your website, contact the artist first.
A spokesperson for Shein replied to CBC in an email saying they've removed the items from the website and are launching an investigation. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
We're learning more about the victim of a bear attack in Saskatchewan earlier this month. The 27-year-old man from India was working as a contractor for a company in the province's north when he was killed. His brother tells CBC News he was also a mixed martial arts fighter and a man with many dreams. Aishwarya Duda has his story.
He came to Canada to fight. Whether in the ring or on the mat, he was fast and strong. The dream? To go pro. Rishikesh Kaloth was 27 years old when he was killed by a bear in northern Saskatchewan on May 8th.
He's a fighter. He used to do MMA. He was still doing it, and that was his dream.
Arjun Kaloth is shocked by his brother's death.
What do I do now? Ask my brother, what do I do now? Wow, it's just like the world went upside down.
The bear attack happened near Nordby Lake, around 800 kilometers north of Saskatoon. After the attack, a civilian shot and killed the bear. The company Uranium X Discovery confirmed that one of its contractors was killed and extended its thoughts and prayers to the family. This was only the 4th fatal bear attack on record in Saskatchewan. Originally from Kerala, India, the brothers lived in Penticton, BC, but Rishikesh took a contract job to work at the uranium exploration site in Saskatchewan.
An RCMP came to my door and knocked and let me know that your brother has passed away and is in Saskatchewan.
Arjun spoke to CBC before flying to India for the funeral.
I want him to be remembered how he lived.
Rishikesh had been training in martial arts for more than a decade.
He has a lot of dreams. He's just a dreamer.
It's not my victory, it's my team.
He was going to start a boxing coaching job this summer.
I want him to be remembered for what he does. Innocent heart, like fighters, soul, he's a warrior. And he fought, I just like to say that he fought bear. No, not bear in that time. He attacked the bear. Yeah.
Rishikesh Kaloth, a fighter and a dreamer. Ashwarya Duda, CBC News, Saskatoon.
NASA has unveiled the next steps to build a permanent base on the moon. It is an ambitious project with an even more ambitious timeline. Lian Young now on whether that plan is even possible.
Learning to live and work on the moon, a vision once only dreamed of by humankind, now NASA's goal by 2032. Largely thanks to the success of the Artemis II lunar flyby mission.
It means people are looking up again, believing in big things again, and paying attention as America returns to the moon again, and this time to stay.
NASA laying out its plans to construct a lunar base, but it won't be easy. Conditions at the planned location, the lunar South Pole, are incredibly harsh.
The moon base is as beautiful as it is hostile. In sunlight, the surface can heat to over 250 degrees. In darkness, it can drop well below -200.
Lunar rovers and hopping drones will be sent up first to reduce the risk for humans. Robots will chart out plans for solar power grids and semi-permanent housing. NASA has 3 planned missions and more to come. The first mission will be privately funded by Blue Origin, owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. It's set to lift off later this year. Experts say 2032 is an ambitious but doable timeline.
They set a high benchmark. Is it overly optimistic? Possibly, but like I think with anything in life, if you don't aim high, you're never going to get there.
The European Space Agency and Korea will be involved in the 3rd mission. Canada was not mentioned in the plans. But this astronomer says a project of this scale will involve more international partners.
Something that Canada's really good at is robotics, like the Canada arm. We're also pretty good at human physiology in space as well, one of the leaders for that. So there is no doubt that Canada will have a larger part to play.
The Canada Arm 3, a robotic arm, was set to be a part of the proposed Lunar Gateway space station. NASA shelved those plans to roll out its moon base ambitions, all while looking ahead to the next frontier, Mars. Leanne Young, CBC News, Vancouver.
Canada's main stock index finished lower today, weighed down by losses in the basic materials sector as U.S. markets edged higher. Here's a look at the numbers as we go to break.
Traffic Jam.
All right, back for a last look at the weather, but first picture time.
Yeah. And
Where are we headed?
Yeah, exactly. Where are we headed? I love this feature because we get great representation from across the province, from Cape Breton to Yarmouth, from Amherst to Halifax. And that's where we're going tonight. And this is, of course, an iconic shot. We all know the Halifax skyline, but look at the dramatic clouds there. Yes.
It looks a little ominous, doesn't it?
Some nice stratocumulus clouds. This was yesterday morning sunrise, and just a terrific shot. Thanks to Robin for sharing this. Really appreciate it, Robin. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Keep them coming. So many great picks into the inbox right now, and it'll be a bit of a struggle, I think, over the next couple of days to find the beauty between the clouds and the showers, which are going to be quite prevalent over the next couple of days. Thursday, again, temperatures really struggling. 4 or 5 degrees across Cape Breton. 7, 8, 9 degrees for eastern parts of the mainland, and will range from 10 to 15 across the west, though it looks like those mid-teen temps will be pretty much confined to Yarmouth and Shelburne counties. Friday, we're looking at a similar story temperature-wise in the east, mid-single digits. We'll climb into the double digits for central and western areas, and it is a pretty brisk northeast wind as that low departs and that flow wrapping around on the backside of that system. And reminding you folks in Cape Breton again, the Highlands looking set, very likely to see snow mixing in there. Could even see some flakes mixing in over lower terrain areas. There's Antigonish County even for Friday evening, not out of the question. So if you see some snow, I want to see it. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Late May flakes indeed. Looks like isolated shower chances Saturday, Sunday, but the temps struggle.
All right, I think we're due for a bit of cuteness now, and it involves a young animal making a splash in Berlin, literally. You are looking at a baby pygmy hippopotamus enjoying her first outdoor bath. She was born earlier this month at the Berlin Zoo, but hasn't been named yet.
She may be small now, but fully grown pygmy hippos can weigh up to 270 kilos.
She's still tiny right now, though, isn't she?
Yeah.
So cute. That is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.